Mirror's Edge, a game quite unlike any before it. Mirror's Edge was released back in 2008, and it soon got a fan base as it was such an original and unique game. How it handles movement so fluently, how it gives the players the sense of flying as if they were in the character's shoes. The beauty in this game is indescribable, and for all those who played it and enjoyed it, it has been dear to our hearts as we have waited for a proper sequel. Fast forward 8 years to 2016, and although not technically a sequel, we have our next Mirror's Edge.
She's been gone a long time.
I also heard she's sorry.
Maybe she learned something while she was away.
Maybe.
Faith.
Over the weekend, I was given the fantastic opportunity to get a chance to try out the Mirror's Edge closed beta, and I'd like to now share my thoughts on the game, as it is thus far only in a beta form but only a few weeks away from release. As a huge fan of the series, I thought it was the best time to share my opinion on this upcoming game. Let's start off with the visuals and sound. So, as you can see, this game is incredibly gorgeous. From crisp textures to the art style that stays true to the original, that clean white, utopian look of the city as you run. The engine that's behind this game is, of course, Frostbite 3, and it really shows, and it just makes this game look completely breathtaking. And the sound is equally fantastic. The original Mirror's Edge had fantastic sound in both music and effects, and this game is top-notch as well. It has that feeling of Mirror's Edge, of the appearance and the sound. It's a very atmospheric game, from the crinkling and the crunching of the gravel underneath your feet to the scuffs of the concrete as you run across it. It's a fantastic game to experience visually and audibly. So on that behalf, it's just fantastic, and especially at 1440p, as I was playing it on, it's a sight to be beheld for sure. Now, as we all know, the best looking game in the world could fall flat if it doesn't have the content, and this being Mirror's Edge, it's a very tricky thing because it's EA, and we all know what that means, but I can rest assured everyone that they have not messed this one up. And I can full-heartedly say that this is a true Mirror's Edge game. They have refined the issues of the first one, they have smoothed things out, they have added some things, and it's overall, they haven't taken away from what made the original so fantastic. That freedom, that flow you get as you traverse the environment. It's not a matter of getting to your objective, it's getting there the way you want to. The flow in this game is some of the best I have ever felt. It has given me that sense of flying, of freedom, of soaring through the air. It's hard to mimic what Mirror's Edge can do for you as far as that feeling. And this game refines things. You move quicker. I've noticed that's one of the first things I noticed. Faith runs faster. There are new abilities, such as being able to grab a pipe and swing around to the side, and a variety of other small things here and there that just add on top of what made the first Mirror's Edge so great. All these things for visual Mirror's Edge is there. The rolling, which actually you have to unlock, a few of the abilities you have to unlock, which technically makes sense since this is a prequel to the first Mirror's Edge, so she's learning these skills, which is why she has them all at the beginning of first Mirror's Edge, which actually makes sense. and overall, it's a lot of fun to play, to run. It's easy to do, hard to master. There is some real skill. You don't just unlock all the abilities and then you are this free-roaming master that the game plays itself for you. You still have to apply these skills, get creative, think on the go, and it does this very well. Now, in Mirror's Edge, one of the major complaints was with the combat involving you using firearms that you got from your enemies. It was clunky, it felt unnecessary, and some felt you had to use this in order to. You never did, of course, but it would make sense for certain situations just to grab an assault rifle and mow down your enemies. With the game based so much on movement and flow, this was very clunky and felt out of a place. But thankfully in Catalyst it has been completely removed and scrapped, and the combat that has been left in Catalyst is very polished, very smooth, and very focused on you need to be moving. You cannot stand and fight. This is not a fighting game. This is a game based on movement and flow, with combat involved in that from time to time. The combat is broken into two types. You have fast attack and you have a heavy attack. A fast attack will not ruin your movement, your momentum through it as you gain, where a powerful attack, which you use your legs with, will stop your movement, but it will obviously affect the enemy more. You combine these along with the environment and your movement to get some really spectacular takedowns, as well as ways to kill your enemy. There's no standing and taking on a group of men. This isn't Arkham Asylum. You're not Batman. You're Faith. You run. You're a runner. That's what you do. You're not Bruce Lee. It makes perfect sense for the game, and it feels great. And when you go to take on an attacker, you have to choose between, do I just get him out of the way and move on, or do I need to take him out? It's a fantastic addition to the game, and it feels really, really great, and it's a lot of fun, honestly, when you do end up taking a guy out after sailing across a zipline, ruining his day for sure. On to the controls. The controls felt very intuitive, fluent, and natural. The only complaints I really have is, of course, I was playing on PC, and I was using keyboard and mouse. Everything felt fantastic with that, though I could not, I don't know if this was just in beta, but I could not rebind any of the keys, which is a little frustrating for me because one part of being on PC is you love to customize things to your liking. The default controls worked fine, though I would have preferred to customize them to be the exact control setup as the original Mirror's Edge, with shift being the crouch and roll button rather than control. Another complaint I noticed, this is also on the PC version, is that the PlayStation 4 controller was not supported out of the box. Of course, this is still in a beta, so it's likely to change, hopefully, though it would be nice to have seen that support out of the box. The Xbox 360 control or Xbox One controls felt fine for a controller, but of course I preferred to use a keyboard and mouse for controlling. As far as content goes, I'm happy to say that this game seems to be full of content that we can all enjoy, from missions, such as the main story missions, which really are a lot of fun, give you that cinematic feel, reminding you a lot of the original Mirror's Edge. As far as the story arcing would go, going on from one mission to the next, you also have the fully open world rooftop city to explore and to traverse in your leisure, and that's a lot of fun as well. There are also hidden bags like in the first one, and you can search to find them, and it's a lot of fun as well. There are also side races and time trials, which you can do. You can also create your own time trials, and they will appear throughout the world, and others can discover them. I found several of them. It's a lot of fun, especially if you're like me and you enjoy to do the time trials. So it's just a way for you to get a lot of content, a lot of bang for your buck when it comes to your free running needs. So overall, I think they've done a fantastic job of making the game open world. I think it suits that so well. You just run around to get to your mission, similar to Grand Theft Auto. There's a little tracking way that'll, like a waypoint, so you can find your way easily and not get lost. It's very well done, very smartly, very cleverly laid out for the player to discover, to enjoy, but also to get where they need to go when they want to. Now, of course, as I was playing this game on the PC, I will give out some tips about the performance for this game on PC. It is running on Frostbite 3, which if you've played the past games, it runs well on PC hardware despite how amazing it looks. So, running on my 980, i5 4590, 16 gigs of RAM, and Windows 10, I was able to get at 1440p right around 60 FPS locked. It dipped some, but most of the time it was pretty rock solid on ultra settings, besides lighting quality on very high. It's a great looking game, and for that I think you shouldn't have any problem. You will want to run this game at 60 FPS because it's very fast paced, and anything lower I imagine would just feel terrible for this game. The game is about flow and speed. You don't want to be slowed down by your frame rate, so be sure to turn down some settings to get it really where you want it to. One thing though I did notice, and others have as well in the forums, is during the cutscenes there would be a lot of screen tearing and frames dropping. I have no idea why this would be. It's only in the cutscenes, though I imagine, of course, it's in beta and hopefully will be resolved for release. Besides that though, a fantastic version of PC. Besides, I said being able to bind keys on the keyboard, and PlayStation 4 controller not supported by default, and the screen tearing and frame drops during cutscenes. Besides that though, very, very nice version on the PC. So with that in coming to a close, I want to just say that I'm very much looking forward to this full game being released on June 7th, and I think it'll be a great successor. Well, technically it's a prequel, but you know, to Mirror's Edge, one of my favorite games of all time, and I can't wait to put a lot of hours into this game and enjoy it for what it really is, which is a fantastic experience to escape reality and feel the freedom that is Mirror's Edge. Thank you very much, you guys, for watching. Be sure to leave your comments and whatnot down below. Like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to hear more from me. Sorry I haven't been uploading as often as I'd like to. Some stuff in life going on, all that cool stuff. So anyways guys, thanks for watching. This is the Smooth Spy, and take care.